This conference will now be recorded.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. Can you hear me? Please confirm. Sunil here.
Good morning, Sunil.
Thank you, Asif. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay. So we had started Docker. There are only 2 points which differentiates from virtualization. Docker is a containerization tool. There are 2 important points which is completely different from virtualization, which makes Docker special or which makes containerization special. Number 1, no fixed allocation of hardware resources. Next, number 2, process isolation. The containers are nothing but a required application which is running on Docker host or runs on process isolation. That means there's no dependency on operating system. These 2 advantages makes the containerization tool brings the containerization next level to virtualization. These are the only 2 advantages. Okay. Docker is an example of containerization tool. Okay, so we have seen the terms called Docker host, Docker client, Docker image, Docker container. Okay, because Docker, what is Docker host?
Git bash, Git bash.
Vikas, can you hear me?
Yes, Sunil.
What is Docker host?
Git bash.
I think Docker host is a Docker machine on which
Git bash.
the Docker is installed, like Linux, Ubuntu, or even your Windows as well.
Yes, you're right. The machine on which Docker is installed
Mhm.
is called as Docker host. The machine on which Docker is installed is called as Docker host. Okay. The terminal from which we are writing Docker commands, isn't it, Vikas? The terminal from which we are writing Docker commands, those terminal is called as Docker client.
Client.
Docker
Yes.
client. Yes.
Vikas, so what is an image?
Image, in simple word, you can say like a Windows application where you need to download. First, you need to download, and then you need to run.
What
So that
application? Windows application.
in a comparatively, like we when we install any application, like we install
Okay,
Putty.
okay.
Similar way, in my own understanding, image is like an application. So first you need to download, and then you need to run the image. So that's the Docker image. It's a
Okay.
kind of two-step.
When you run the image, what happens?
I think that's when
Container gets
yeah,
created. When you
yes,
run the image,
that's
the
what.
container
Yeah.
gets created. So this is our Docker host. Look at the user interface changed again.
Yeah.
The machine is getting started. Okay, let's connect to this instance. Any questions, Ananya?
No, Sunil.
Hey Sunil, is it safe to say that Docker also a kind of a virtualization?
No, the concept of virtualization is different and concept of containerization is different. Virtualization needs an operating system.
Okay.
If you
But
look at
here also,
VMware, well, if you look at the VMware, we always
Mhm.
play the operating system on the VMware. On top of it, if you connect, you will connect to that particular VM instance, and then you install required application. That's the concept of VMware.
Okay.
So VMware, it's mandatory that it needs an operating system layer. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Docker does not need operating system. Now, if you want Tomcat container in virtualization concepts, for what you do, first you create an Ubuntu or a Red Hat Linux VM, and then you connect to that particular VM, and then you run the commands and you install Tomcat.
Yeah.
So on VM, you have an operating system layer. On operating system layer, you have the required application which is running. Whereas
Correct.
in Docker, there is no operating system. Directly, Tomcat will be running on the Docker host. Okay. So
Okay.
you cannot say Docker as a virtualization. The concept is completely different. Okay.
Yep. Thanks, Sunil.
Whenever you're dealing with Docker, you need to work with hash prompt. Okay. Because Docker needs to manage the hardware. So always switch to hash prompt. Fine. We'll see that. 1 minute. Let's look at the notes. Did we install Docker? I think we already have installed Docker, isn't it? How to check whether Docker is installed or not on this machine?
Docker hyphen version.
Dinesh, this is a proof that Docker is perfectly running.
Yes, Sunil.
Docker
Yeah. Yeah. Do we need to
okay?
restart or else no need? Like Jenkins, no
No,
need to restart. Right?
no.
Not. Okay. Fine.
Just start the EC2 machine.
Okay.
Check
Okay.
whether the Docker is installed or not by using Docker -f version. Okay. Quick recap of the two terminologies which we had a discussion in the last class. Two terms. The two terms which I want to discuss is Docker image, Docker container. Image is combination of binaries or libraries which are necessary for run repair application. For example, you need a Tomcat container. You need Tomcat running on Docker. First thing what you should do, you should download the image. So libraries and binaries. So binaries and libraries related to Akhil, please mute the microphone. We're getting a echo. Okay. So you need to download the binaries and libraries. That is nothing but called as an image. So what you will do, you run the image. When you run the image, container gets created. Anyways, we'll start practicals today. So I hope you are very familiar about these two terms, images and containers. When image is installed and comes into running state, it is called as container. Fine. So we had a recap of those two terms. Let's proceed. Docker commands. If you want to deal with images, if you want to deal with containers, you need to be familiar with commands. I have listed some important commands. Look at this. 9 commands. All these commands are related to images. These commands are related to images. Next, these commands are related to containers. These commands are related to containers. Next, these are run command options. IT, name, D, E, P, capital P, V, volume from network link memory. These are run command options. All these you should be familiar with. Whatever the commands which I have mentioned in the notes, you should be familiar with this. Okay, and it's easy to memorize this commands. Don't by heart it. So it's easy. So you logically remember it. It's very easy. Look at this. I'll give simple examples. Whenever you need a container, Dinesh, whenever you need a container, the first step what we do is download the image. Isn't it?
Image, and we need to run that image.
First step what you need to do before running, you need to
Download the image.
If you want to download the image, every Docker command starts with the word Docker. That keep in mind. If you want to download the image, we have a Docker pull command. Pull. Easily meaningful, right? Dinesh, pull is used for pulling the image. Now tell me how to upload the image. Can you guess the command? Can you guess the command to upload the image?
Push.
Push or put.
Perfect. Push. Docker push.
We can use put also, right?
Easy.
No.
Look at this push. Download the image, Docker pull. So we already have guessed it, right? To upload the image, Docker push. See, Docker push. Next. Dinesh, in Linux, how to see list of all the files? We have a command
Yeah. ls.
If you want to see list, you have downloaded image 1, you have downloaded image 2, you have downloaded image 3. 3 images you have downloaded. Now you want to see list of images. You want to see list of images. Every Docker command starts with the word Docker. What you want to see list of images? Image ls. ls is used to list what you want to list. Docker image ls. Dinesh, if you want to see list of containers,
Docker.
I think Docker containers ls.
is it singular or plural?
Yeah, singular.
So
Docker container ls.
to search for an image. Docker, we have a word search. To tag an image. Like this means very meaningful. So don't by heart the commands. Let's have a quick recap of the commands related to images. To download image, Docker pull image name. Fine. To see list of images, Docker image ls or Docker images. Anything you can use it to see list of all the images. To delete an image, generally in Linux we have rm command to delete to remove a particular file. Here, as you are removing an image, I stands for remove image. To upload the image, Docker push. To tag an image, Docker tag. Which image you need image name. So this is how you can tag an image. To build an image from the customized container, Docker commit. To build an image from the Docker file, Docker build. To search for an image, Docker search. To delete all images which are not attached to containers, Docker system -a. These are commands related to images. Don't by heart it, just meaningfully remember it. It's very easy. When you run an image, what you get is a container. So let's have some commands related to containers. Let's read out. To see containers, Docker container ls or Docker containers. Next point, look at the command. To see list of running and stopped containers. By this, you should understand that a container can be in running state, a container can be in stopped state. By looking at this statement, you should understand that a container can be in running state, a container can be in a stopped state, like our EC2 machines. Isn't it? Our EC2 machines can be in running state or EC2 machines can be in stopped state. Am I right? In the same way, containers can be in running state, container can be in stopped state. So to see list of all the containers, Docker ps-a. To start a container, can you guess the command? If you want to start a container, command starts with Docker. As you want to start a container, start container name. So if you want to stop a container, you command, you can easily guess Docker stop. To restart a container, Docker restart container name or container ID. To restart after 10 seconds, -t for timer. Mention the number of seconds. To delete a stopped container, a container is stopped and you want to remove that stopped container. RM remove. RMI for removing the image. RM container name. If you want to delete a stopped container. To delete a running container, same command -f use. F stands for file system. F stands for file system. So each and every file related to that particular container will be removed even though it's in running state. The container will be no longer available. To stop all containers, well, no matter whether it is stopped or running, to stop all containers which are running. Docker stop, again in $Docker ps-a. To restart all containers, to remove all stopped containers. To remove all containers which are both running and stopped, -f file system. To see the logs generated by a container, Docker log. Docker logs. To see the ports of a container, Docker port. To get more information about the container, Docker inspect. To get into shell of a running container, Docker attach. All this we'll see practically. To execute any command in a container, Docker execute. To create a container from a Docker image, Docker run, the last command. As I told you, when you run the image, container gets created. So Docker run image name is the most important frequently used command to create a container from an image. These are commands related to containers. We had a discussion about commands related to images. We have discussed about commands related to containers. Run command options will not have a discussion. We'll just read out. Anyways, we'll see practicals. IT stands for interactive terminal. -- name option is used to provide a name to the container. When you are creating a container, you can provide your own name. -- name option is used to name a container. -d for detached mode. What is detached mode? We'll see. -e for environment variables. -p for port mapping. --P for automatic port mapping. -v for attaching volume. --volumes -from for shareable volumes. -network is used for connecting containers within the network. -link is to establish links between the container. Hyphen memory is used to specify maximum RAM a container can use. These are the run command options. So we had a glance about commands related to images. We had a glance about commands related to containers, and we had a readout of run command options. Okay, so let us start practicals. Any questions?
Sunil, I had a question.
Just tell me.
Yeah, see here also we are running Docker on OS only, right? On operating system only. Then what is the difference like between virtualization? Here also we are selecting Ubuntu Linux operating system, right?
This is the same question you have asked yesterday also, isn't it?
No, I didn't. Yesterday the question was different.
Okay. I will answer your question, Dinesh, after the first two examples. First, I'll show you two practicals. Dinesh, we'll practically see we'll experience how the container gets created. Once
Okay.
you see the practicals, then I'll come into this question, your question which I have asked. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
Sir, if we can show him the task manager, how Windows behaves, even that can actually clear his doubts.
Can you hear me, Chanakya?
Yes, hello.
This is a fresh new machine which we have created, am I right? And we have installed Docker.
Yeah.
Whenever you need a container, first step what you have to do, you have to download the image. Chanakya?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
And then
then
what's the
we
next
need to
step?
run the image.
You need to run the image.
We need to run that image
Yes. How to
so that
download
it
the
creates
image?
container
How to download the
from
image?
the
We have a
Docker
Docker
Hub.
pull command. Pull command,
Yeah.
isn't it? We have a Docker pull command to download
Yes.
the image.
Yes.
Before downloading, I just want to see are there any images available or not. How to see list of images? Docker
Docker image.
list. It is listing the images what we have. Are there any images? No. It's a fresh new
Not
mission
yet.
which we have created, Chanakya. We are only getting headings, repository tag image. So there are no images at all. Okay. Okay. I want to download the image. Docker pull is a command. Pull, we already know the command. Pull is a command to download the image. Okay. I want to download Tomcat image. Docker pull image name. What is the image name? Tom EE is the image name. When you run this, Tomcat image is getting downloaded. Please experience. Look at this pulling. See, it's downloading.
Hello, Sunil.
Yes, Asit.
But we have not made any image. We are just downloading.
These are predefined images. You don't need to make
Okay.
the you don't need to make the image.
Okay.
Okay,
In
these are
Docker.
ready-made images.
Okay.
Yes, Asif.
So everything we get in Docker.
Everything images are available in Docker. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And sir, is there any
1 minute.
repository
1
of
minute.
this?
Clear, Asif? Your doubt clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you are under the impression that we should create image. Okay. Am I right? But now you got to know images. We don't need to create it. We just need to download the image.
I was
Hmm?
thinking that we should.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Done. Yes, Prashant.
Oh, sir, I mean, similar to Maven, do we have a repository for this online
Yes.
where we can
Yes.
actually see which is
Yes.
associated with what?
I'll show you now. Yes, Dinesh, your question.
Get the image name. Like if you don't know the image name, like for Tomcat, you said like Tommy, T-O, and
Very good question. To download the image, Prashant, can you answer this?
Hmm.
My question is, to download the image, you have the command docker pull image name. I want to download Tomcat image, so I have executed the command docker pull. What's the image name I have used? TomW. How to know the image name? Is it image name is Tomcat or TomW or Tomcat1? How to know the image name, Prashant?
As I told sir, there is a repository online.
Okay. 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 So all this we will discuss that.
We can see list also.
Yes. Which one? Image list.
Using
Here.
list we can.
Now, if you want to say one image is downloaded, na? Asif. So you can see Docker image list. One image will be available. Yes, Tom double image. I want to download Ubuntu image. Second image I'm downloading. Docker pull Ubuntu. Done. Second image downloaded. If you do not specify any version, by default we get the latest version. Ubuntu 18, Ubuntu 16. I'm mentioning any version here? No, not at all. If you do not mention any version, okay, no problem. You get the latest one. That's the default behavior of Docker. Next, I want to download Jenkins image. What's their Docker pull Jenkins? Jenkins image is also getting downloaded. Total 3 images I have downloaded. How many images I have downloaded? 3 images. How to see list of images? Docker. One Tomcat image, one Ubuntu image, one Jenkins image. Perfect. 3 images we have downloaded. Point is, why did you download the image? The reason why we have downloaded the image. Okay, before that, let's discuss some points. By using docker pull command, pull command, what we are doing, we are downloading the image. From where the images are getting downloaded? First point. From where the images are getting downloaded? The images will be downloaded from hub.docker.com. The images are downloaded from hub.docker.com. Hub.docker.com is nothing but a repository, or in other words, it's just a website where you have all the images. Hub.docker.com is also referred as Docker Hub. Look at this, Docker Hub. Docker Hub is a site maintained by Docker community where all the images of all the softwares are maintained. For example, you want Jenkins image. You want Jenkins image. The command is docker pull Jenkins. Sorry, docker pull Jenkins. But how to know the name of the image is Jenkins? So you should search actual processes. Go to Docker Hub. As you want Jenkins image, you should search for Jenkins. This is a Jenkins image, official image. Go for official image provided by Jenkins. Select this. Copy and paste to pull this image. What is this? Docker pull Jenkins. Dinesh, your doubt is clear. How to know the image?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And where the images are getting downloaded, from where the image is getting downloaded also. Let's say you want Ubuntu image. This is official Ubuntu image. This is official. Anything you can use it. So official Ubuntu. I am taking the first one. Copy paste to pull this image. Docker pull Ubuntu. I want Tomcat image. This is one official Tomcat image. I want to use a second one. So I find some problems with the official one. This is Tomcat image with Java compatibility. So I'm using this one. Docker pull Tom EE. So I got these 3 Docker pull commands and I have downloaded the 3 images into my Docker host. Fine. Why did we download the image? Because I want to create a container. In Docker host right now, how many images are downloaded? 3 images are downloaded. Okay, it can be 3 images, 30 images. So what you want to do, I want to run the image. In the nodes, last command, look at this. To create a container from the image, this is most important. Docker run image name, very simple. Docker run image name. So I want to create a container from the image. We have Tomcat image, Tom double image. If you want to create a container from the image, this is syntax. I'm copy pasting the syntax. Docker run image name. What is the image name? Tom. When you run this command, container gets created. When you're creating a container, it's good practice to provide a name to the container. You are creating the container, you provide a name so that you can refer it in future easily. So hyphen name option is used to provide a name to the container. Run command options. Now we are learning. Hyphen name is used to provide name to the container. Hyphen name C1. This will give you a name to the container. One minute. I'm back. So you know it's importance of name. So whenever you're creating a container, if you don't provide a name, it gives a default name, some alphanumeric number, which is not at all comfortable in future if you want to deal with that containers. So it's good that when you're creating a container, you provide a name to the container. Hyphen name option is used to provide a name to the container. Next, -p for port mapping.
So, sir, I have a query regarding that.
Yes.
Docker run -- name C1 or the container name, let's suppose C1, would directly go ahead and rename the container, or no other?
Directly go ahead. Directly go ahead.
Would it directly go ahead and rename the container name?
No, don't say rename.
Okay.
Rename refers to container is already there. It has default name. You are changing the name. Here you are creating a container. At the time of creating the container itself, the name will be assigned.
Okay. So first of all, we'll run the command that is docker run Tommy, and then followed by the command
Immediately,
docker.
container gets
Okay.
created with this name C1.
Okay.
Okay. The container gets assigned.
No, sir. What if the container is already created? Even after doing that, we can change it, right? By this command.
You change it. That's not a problem. But it's always good practice when you're creating a container. Every container provide a name to it. Okay. Next, -p option. What is the use of -p option? Use it to perform port mapping between the container and the Docker host. Use it to provide port mapping. What do you mean by port mapping? Why should we do port mapping? Port mapping, I'll explain after creating a container. -p for port mapping. Tomcat runs on default what port number? 8080. Tomcat runs on default 8080. I am mapping it to 7070 from the Docker host point of view. This is the default port and this is the Docker host port. And -p option is used to port mapping. So this is the way we should write the command. When you're typing the command, this is the right way. So you should write it first. Don't write like this, docker run -- name. This is not the right way. Docker run image name. Then do all the options. Got it? That's how you should write the commands of Docker. So I'm running this. In this statement, you can understand that the name of the container is C1 and port mapping Tomcat runs on 8080 port, and then map it to Docker host point of view 7070. Port mapping I'll explain one more time later. First, let's run that and let's start the first container. See what is running? Tomcat container is running. Done. Tomcat container is running. My first container. Name of the container C1. We know it's Tomcat. Can I access this Tomcat container? Anybody in the world can access this Tomcat container. Okay. So how to access this Tomcat container? Take the public IP of the Docker host. Take the public IP. Colon. Tomcat runs on what port number? The default port number is 8080, but I have mapped to what? 7070. You need to use Docker host port, not the default port. If you are seeing this, you have successfully configured install Tomcat. Did I create a Tomcat container on Docker perfectly? And anybody in the world, not only me, you can also access this Tomcat container using this public IP using port number. I have done creating the first container. Name of the container C1. My container runs on port number 707. Any questions? Simple. Okay. Now, why should you may be having this? Why are we doing port mapping? Why are we changing it to 7070? Okay. The reason because, let's say next I create a Jenkins container. Let's say next step I create a, assuming port mapping concept is not there. Second container I am creating Jenkins. Assuming port mapping concept is not, I have not done port mapping for Tomcat. I have not done port mapping for Jenkins. Tomcat runs on which port? Tell me. Default port of Tomcat. What is the default port of
8080.
Tomcat?
8080.
What is the default port of Jenkins? Tell me.
8080.
8080. When two containers are running, if you want to access a container, we take the public IP. Public IP is the same for both the Docker host. So if I write in my browser public IP colon port number 8080 conflict, Jenkins is running on 8080, Tomcat is running on 8080. So is it conflict? Yes. So hundreds of containers have same port numbers. Many technologies, when they're building a default port number, don't think that the one port number is already used by Jenkins, so we'll not use the same port. No, they can use the same port. So to uniquely access a container, to have this to avoid the problem of this conflict, so you map it to your own port. Tomcat, you map it to, instead of 8080, you map it to 7070 port. Jenkins, you map it to 6060 port. Anything. So to avoid the conflict. So that's how you will avoid conflicts by mapping. So important, whenever you are creating a container, map the ports with your own ports. That's called Docker host port. So in this command, 8080 is default port and 7070 is the host from the Docker host port from the Docker host point. Clear? Done with the first container. That's it. Yes,
Hello.
Akhil.
Sunil, can we get the available numbers of ports? Like for example, now we are creating Tomcat on 7070.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yes, proceed.
What if like for example I forgot and I create another one also in the 7070? There may be chance
So
of
you want,
conflict, right?
so you want to see list of all the ports which are getting used from the Docker host point of view, isn't it? So when
Yes.
you when you see list of all the containers, you'll also see the ports which are mapped, so that you can refer it and you can use an unused port. Okay.
Mhm. Okay, sir.
Sunil,
Yes, Dinesh.
no, instead of 7070 or 6060, can we use 1234 or else
Use
there
it,
will be
not a
some
problem.
specific?
Use 1, 3, 4. No
You
problem.
can use a user defined, right?
Use a different. Any 4-digit number.
Okay. Not like zero. It should contain zero like that. You can use anything.
Yeah.
Okay, Sunil. Okay, thank you. Sunil, and one more doubt. Like, what if you install? See, here in Docker, we can use the port number. What if in normal Linux machine, if you install both Tomcat and Jenkins, then also there will be conflict, right? Like in dev server, you have installed Jenkins. In the same server, if you install Tomcat, then
That's the reason we are not doing that. Okay.
no. Okay, if you have got a
If you are installing, change the port number.
no,
Go to
we are not doing
configuration.
any port number right there in dev server, like in Jenkins concept. Just you are accessing using public IP -880.
Before accessing, change the port number to avoid the conflict of the Tomcat. There's an option of every application will give an option to change the port numbers. Okay. You change the
Okay.
port number accordingly.
So, and we also change the port numbers for security purposes, right?
Yes. It's always good practice to change the port numbers also. Next. So Tomcat, the first container Tomcat, we have experienced it. 7070 is a port mapper from the Docker host point. If you want to remove the container, Docker stop first. I want to stop the container. Right now, container is running. Docker stop container name. What's the name of the container? In our case, the name of the container is C1. Docker stop container name. First you should stop the container. So I want to run the command, but where is an option? I'm not getting the prompt back so that I can run the next command. These are the log messages of Tomcat. I'm unable to get the hash prompt back so that I can write the next command. So what I will do, I will open one more terminal. First stop the container. Container is stopped. I want to completely remove the container related files from the file system. -F to remove the container related files from system. Okay, not my Tomcat. Okay. Look at this command and compare to this command. Docker run, name of the image tomw, name of the container can be anything. My Tomcat is the name of the container. -P port mapping, you know, Docker Tomcat runs on 8080, mapping it to 7070. The only new option I'm using is -D for detached mode. So what is advanced? D stands for detached mode. What happens when you create a container in the detached mode? Please experience it. When you create a container in the detached mode, when you use -D option, see, you're not getting log messages unlike previous session. You're getting a lot of log messages and you're not getting the prompt back. When you use detached mode, you will not get the log messages. You get the prompt back so that you can execute the next Docker related commands. -D for detached mode. Run command options, -name you have used, -D used for container in the detached mode. So containers and log messages runs in the background, you get the prompt back so that you can run the next command. Okay, so that's the detached mode. Observe that our command Tomcat runs on detached mode, so we get the hash prompt back. Docker container ls to see list of containers. To see list of containers. Only one container is running. That's one. My Tomcat. Only one container is running. I want to start Jenkins container. What's there? Very simple. Docker run. Jenkins is the name of the image. My Jenkins is the name of the container. Jenkins runs on 8080, mapping it to 9090. D for detached mode. Immediately you get the hash prompt back. How to access Jenkins public IP of the Docker host? This is the public IP. Colon, what is the port number mapped to 9090, right? So Jenkins is under process of creation. Got it? So you're able to access Jenkins.
Yeah.
So two containers we have created. I want to create an Ubuntu container. One more container I want to create. This time Ubuntu container, it's an operating system. Ubuntu container. Docker run. What is the name of the image? Ubuntu. How to know the name of the image? You can know it. You know it, isn't it? We know it. So by using Docker Hub, search for Ubuntu. Okay, take the official image, Docker pull Ubuntu. We already have pulled it. Okay. Name of the image, name of the container, my Ubuntu. IT stands for interactive terminal. What happens interactive terminal? The concept of interactive terminal is the Ubuntu container gets created and my control will enter into the container. Generally control will be always in the Docker host, right? Interactive terminal stands for interactive terminal IT. So what happens whenever you use interactive terminal? What happens? The container gets created.
Docker
Next,
will
container control will enter into the container. Right now, my control is in the Docker host. Container get created. My Ubuntu container got created, and my control entered the container. You're not getting IP address. The moment you're not getting IP address, try to understand that you are no longer in Docker host. You have entered into the container. ls to see list of all the files. Don't think it is seeing the list. It is showing us list of all the files in. It is not showing list of all the files in this EC2 machine. No, it is showing a list of all the files which are there inside the Ubuntu container. Observation L, you have automatically entered into the Ubuntu container. ls to see list of all the files. If you want to come out back to Docker host, exit to come out from the container back to Docker host. Okay, clear? So we have started working with containers. Scenario, same thing. Start a Tomcat container, name it as web server, perform port mapping, run it in the detached mode. Second scenario we have discussed, create a Jenkins container in detached mode, name it as dev server, perform port mapping. Nginx will not see now. Nginx container tomorrow. Remind me, we'll be starting with Nginx tomorrow. So we have started images. We also have started with the working with container.
Sir, what is detached mode?
You will not get the log messages immediately. Next second you get the prompt back, so that you can continue with the remaining other commands. Okay, that's the concept of it.
Thank you, sir.
Nafis, how is Docker? Why no port number in Ubuntu? Operating system will not have ports now. Applications will have running on port number. Operating system will not have port numbers. So we should have that conceptual knowledge. It's an operating system. So Windows is having any port number? No. Windows, Linux, no. Port applications needs port numbers. Operating system does not need a port number, isn't it? Agil.
Hello. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Sunil. One small doubt. Generally, once we have discussed one developer will write one mail to operations team so that they will give some notice period and will get required servers or any application. So now this is we are installing on our system, no? So how we can
Not
install
on our system, EC2 machine.
EC2 machine. So as this is a cloud, so everyone can access through credentials. But how if they need if developer need any kind of server, so how they can get? Will they approach to us to install that?
If it is on premises also, they take this public IPs. So on premises people will also have public IPs. Okay. So client on premises infrastructure development team is in US, operations team is in India. So don't think that they will not have public IPs. So they will have public IPs. They host the machines on public IPs, and then you use public IP colon port number 8080 on Docker host.
If it is not if it is on premises also, they can get.
Yes.
Okay. And one when we open Docker Hub, it's shown create and build and ship any application is like that. So we are only creating the containers, no? We are not moving to any application.
We'll see that coming classes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Asif.
Sunil, like we have Linux machine, so same thing we can do on Windows server also.
Yes, you are controlling. Okay. In that case,
So
PowerShell will be the client. Okay.
no, I didn't get you.
you can install Docker on the Windows machine also.
Windows machine also we can download.
Yes.
Okay.
In that
And
case,
same
we
thing
use
we have
some
to do in
terminal called as PowerShell. Windows PowerShell
Power
will be the terminal here, like how we are using
terminal.
InBash as a terminal. Windows
Yeah,
PowerShell will be used for the terminal if to run the Docker related commands if your Docker host is on Windows machine. But generally
Okay.
nobody uses it. Everybody is on cloud.
Okay.
Okay.
So everybody uses Linux operating system.
Yes.
Sunil, how we will change? Can you tell how we will change the port number if you are having conflict for both
We'll see.
Jenkins and Tomcat?
That is the reason. That is the reason. At the time of creating itself, we are providing a unique port, na?
No, not here in Jenkins. If in dev server you want to install both Jenkins and Tomcat.
You can change the port number. So, for example, if you want to change the port number of Tomcat, there is a file called tomcat-config.xml.
Okay, Sunil.
Server.xml file. In the Tomcat, there is a file called a server.xml file where we'll make some modifications. So any port number, any technology or any application, port numbers can be changed. Okay. So do that. Okay, that's the reason why to change the port number at the time of creating the container itself. Provide a unique port.
No, yeah, here I understood. I'm asking normal dev.
So you have to follow the process.
Okay.
Yes. Because
Okay, Sunil. So on many occasions you mentioned that everybody uses the Linux machine. I'm just trying to understand if some client is using Azure, like not AWS, it's Azure. Do they use the same Linux machine or they do use some kind
no
of Windows
matter
platform?
whether it is AWS or Azure, okay, the operating system is the same. What we have created Docker host is an Ubuntu operating system, right? Because
Yeah.
so the behavior is the same. The underlying platform is changing. Instead of AWS, you'll have it Azure console, but the way operating system is the same. It does not make any difference whether you are running it on AWS or Azure.
Okay, so on Azure also we have the Linux machine. We can create the Linux machine.
Yes.
Okay.
Cloud platform does not make any difference in the way we work. Okay. So whatever the Docker host which you have created Ubuntu machine, you can also create it on cloud or on Azure. It can be done same. No difference. Okay.
I
Only
was
thing you need
thinking
to make
because Azure is from Microsoft.
No.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's a platform provided by Microsoft. Okay, so it is having all features what AWS is having.
Okay. Thanks, Sunil.
Okay. Now, Dinesh, coming to your question, which I said I'll refer it after the practicals. Now, is your question clear after doing some examples?
No, Sunil. I mean, like even here you're doing an Ubuntu operating system, right? Like, then what is the difference? Like, you said that a containerization no need any operating system.
Okay. In virtualization, you'll have two operating systems. Okay. One operating system should be mandatory. Without operating system, hardware will not run, isn't it? How do you access RAM?
Yeah.
Operating system that operating system will be there in containerization. Virtualization, what happens is, Dinesh?
Yes, Sunil, I'm listening.
This is my laptop.
Yeah. Yes,
or can I say hardware? Laptop hardware layer. What I have installed in my laptop, you can see it is installed on Windows, right? This is called as what operating system?
Host operating system.
This one. You can see this is
Yes,
my host operating. On host operating system, look at this, what is happening. Dinesh? Can you see?
Yes.
What is that? VMware.
VMware.
This is called as hypervisors. If anybody using hypervisor, don't get worried. That's nothing but a VMware only. Oracle VirtualBox. All hypervisors. Now, Dinesh, on VMware, what is this? One more operating system. This operating system can be eliminated. Red Hat Linux.
Okay. Okay.
This operating system is called as guest operating system.
Okay. Okay, Sunil.
This can be eliminated. This cannot be eliminated. Windows 10. Here I am instead of Windows 10, I'm using what?
Ubuntu.
That cannot be eliminated.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Here,
Okay,
if you want Tomcat, you need to run the commands and download Tomcat and run the Tomcat, install Tomcats on this host operating system. Okay. Whereas I don't need host operating system in containerization.
so you need guest operating system. Is it? No need guest, right? Yeah.
No need guest. Here instead of VMware, what we use? Docker.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
here
yes.
instead of guest operating system, on top of guest we install Tomcat, right?
Yeah.
Now we don't need that guest operating system. Directly we can install Tomcat on Docker. That's another container which I just created. Got it?
Okay. Okay, I got it.
So Prashant, what was yesterday's session? 8 o'clock.
Sir, it was Jenkins. I didn't understand anything at all.
What concept?
And the pipeline thing, in fact, he was talking about. And I was busy with I was actually busy with the work. So
you're not focusing on the training evening batch?
No, not that. I mean,
because you're busy with the...
No, I actually was busy with work till 8:30, and then the training started. And I mean, Jenkins was like in haywire for me in that instance. I mean, I understood your lectures, but he
What
is
was the output?
teaching it.
Did you get the concept what he's saying? So same thing what we have done, continuous download, build, deploy, Tom.
Yes, almost on the same manner. But he hasn't discussed anything about CI/CD in depth. And so I'll share the lecture as well with you, sir.
Okay, so tomorrow what's the topic?
I think it's done probably.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, thank you. And as usual, you'll get the downloads of this
Sunil.
note. Yes. Sakil.
Hello. Yeah, Sunil, can I get one 3 years of resume? I mean, to know what we can learn.
Yeah, I'll share it to you.
Okay, I will share my mail ID to you in WhatsApp.
The batch is not yet completed, right? You're in a hurry?
Yeah, but yeah, bit hurry and worry also. Because I'm getting like calls from SAP also. So before that, like I was not able to select, not able to clear SAP and not getting that much interest to learn SAP, because DevOps and AWS is like a good combination and it is interesting compared to SAP. So before that I should get aware about like what are the things we have to do in these 3 years of gap.
Send me an email, I'll reply to it.
Okay.
Okay, then thank you all. See you tomorrow.
Sunil, last question.
Yes, Ananya.
Do you suggest to write professional certification after this DevOps?
AWS associate, AWS certified associate level.
Yes.
So you're talking about AWS certified. You have completed associate level?
Yeah, I have completed, and I'm currently preparing for developer also, AWS associate developer.
Okay. Associate level is enough, Ananya. If my suggestion, that's my suggestion.
Okay, Sunil. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Hey,
Yes,
Sunil.
Vikas.
So these notes and the videos are on the Google Drive. Do you want us to download them on the system, or
better to download it and have your own copy?
Okay.
because at any point of time, if there is a chance, maybe after 3 months or 4 months, if the drive is getting deleted because of limited resources, may better to have a copy in your local machine.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks. Yep.
Okay, then practice this well. All this. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Thanks.